Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Elizabeth. I'm a writer, singer, lover of books, and this is my summer reading list. I think there's a very small chance that I actually get through all of these books this summer, but this is my goal. The first book is one that I've been wanting to read for years now, and that is Bonjour Tristesse. There's a great chance that I am butchering that, but everything I've seen about this book looks fascinating. I think it's set in like that typical European summer, so it's the perfect summer read. I'm also going to be spending a lot of time in Paris this summer. I'm going to be there for about a month. I'm really excited to read this while I'm there. Describes the indignation of a young girl at her father's plan to remarry and her interference to prevent this change in their carefree way of living. Next is a book I've been seeing all over social media, and that is Women Who Run with the Wolves. I think it's a collection of short stories. Within every woman there lives a powerful force, filled with good instincts, passionate creativity, and ageless knowing. She is the wild woman who represents the instinctual nature of women, but she is an endangered species. In Women Who Run with the Wolves, Dr. Estes unfolds rich intercultural myths, fairy tales, and stories, many from her own family, in order to help women reconnect with the fierce, healthy, visionary attributes of this instinctual nature. Excited to dig into this one. Next is The Plague by Albert Camus. I love The Stranger by Albert Camus. Who doesn't? It's a great, brilliant book. In Oran, a coastal town in North Africa, the plague begins as a series of portents unheeded by the people. It gradually becomes an omnipresent reality, obliterating all traces of the past and driving its victims to almost unearthly extremes of suffering, madness, and compassion. That sounds like it's got a mix of everything I love. Coastal towns, madness, right up my alley. And I'm also working on a book that has maybe some similar themes. I don't know, I'll let you know when I finish this book. Next is Delta of Venus by Anais Nin. Last summer or the summer before, I read A Spy in the House of Love by Anais Nin. And this, I think, is erotica, but I mean, it was written in the 30s, so it's probably gonna be very tame compared to like, I don't read a lot of smut or anything, but something about like vintage erotica I'm interested in. Next is my current read, and summer just kicked off 2 days ago, so this fits, and that is Wuthering Heights. It probably should have been a winter read, but I've been seeing so much about the upcoming adaptation with Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi, so I wanted to kind of see what all the fuss was about. I see a lot of people are like triggered by the casting. I'm barely into it. I've read like 20 pages, and so far I'm enjoying it. It's like a little confusing so far. It's definitely like got that old classic language. Actually my first Bronte, which is surprising because I love classic literature and I've never read anything by Charlotte or Emily Bronte. So this is a first. Next we have another one that I've been seeing all over social media, and that is The Collector by John Fowles. I love this cover. I haven't seen this cover before. The ones that I've been seeing on social media are different. I think they have like a butterfly on it. But basically, from what I know of this novel, is it's a man who starts out by collecting butterflies and then has an obsession with either women or a woman and decides to collect her. So very eerie, very strange. I love a lot of books that are like slightly off-putting, and I feel like this will be a little bit like that. Next is The Apprenticeship, or The Book of Pleasures by Clarice Lispector. Again, I've never read Clarice Lispector, but I've heard great things about this book. Honestly, I'm kind of a slut for pretty covers. Don't judge a book by its cover, but I do. I'm going to be judging a book by its cover. A strange thing about this book is that there is no punctuation. So that, as an ADHD girly, has me a little concerned that my brain is not gonna do what it needs to do. But basically, there's no paragraphs. I don't think there's any periods, so there's just like commas. I don't know if you can see that. It looks strange and interesting in the best way. In An Apprenticeship, Clarice Lispector explores the ways in which people try to bridge the gaps between them, and the result, an unusual love story, surprised many readers and became a bestseller. Some appreciated its accessibility, others denounced it. To both admirers and critics, the Olympian Clarice gave a typical answer. I humanized myself, she said. This book reflects that. Next is Play It As It Lays by Joan Didion. I've never read this book. I'm a big fan of Eve Babbitt's, and I've read a lot of Eve Babbitt's books. I think I've only read one Joan Didion book, and it was fine, but I've heard that this one is really great. Set in the moral limbos of Hollywood, Las Vegas, and the Mojave Desert, Play It As It Lays remains more than 40 years after its original publication, a profoundly unsettling novel, riveting in its exploration of a woman and a society in crisis, stunning in the still startling intensity of its prose. Oscar Wilde De Profundis. I have heard such great things about this. I love Oscar Wilde. And I believe these are love letters sent to his boyfriend while he was in prison for being a homosexual. I just think everything he writes is brilliant. So something personal like love letters, I hope that these were like ethically published. Sounds so fascinating to me. Finally, I had this in the stack, and now that I'm thinking about it, I think there's no way that I'm gonna be reading it this summer, hopefully in the fall, but I'll include it because it was here. A Little Life. I still have not read A Little Life. It's intimidating because it's so thick. It's also intimidating because everybody says you're gonna cry and that there's every trigger warning under the sun, which I don't usually like need trigger warnings for anything, but like when I hear that it's like everything, I feel like it's gonna bring me down a little bit. Luckily, I'm in a good headspace right now, so it probably would be a good time to read this, whereas like if I was sad in my own life, maybe this would be my 13th reason, but I think I'm in the mental headspace for it. I'm just a little intimidated. Hopefully I get through all these books this summer. At the end of summer, I'll do a list of the ones that I actually did read and what I rated them, what I thought, and hopefully you guys like it. Let me know down below if you've read any of these and what you thought. I hope everybody has a great summer.